Hi, I am Revathi. I am working as Assistant Professor, Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science in SNS College of Engineering. Today we will discuss the topic about network addressing. Network addressing is one of the major responsibilities of the network layer. Network addresses are always logical. For example, software-based addresses. A host is also known as end system that has one link to the network. The boundary between the host and link is known as an interface. Therefore, the host can have only one interface. A router is different from the host in that it has two or more links that connect to it. When a router forwards the datagram, then it forwards the packet to one of the links. The boundary between the router and link is known as an interface, and the router can have multiple interfaces, one for each of its links. Each interface is capable of sending and receiving the IP packets, so IP requires each interface to have an address. Each IP address is 32 bits long and they are represented in the form of dotted decimal notation, where each byte is written in the decimal form and they are separated by the period. An IP address would look like 193.32.216.9, where 193 represents the decimal notation of first 8 bits of an address. 32 represents the decimal notation of second 8 bits of an address. In this diagram, a router has three interfaces labeled as LAN 1, LAN 2, LAN 3, and each router interface contains its own IP address. Each host contains its own interface and IP address. All the interfaces attached to the LAN 1 is having an IP address in the form of 223.1.1.xx, and the interfaces attached to the LAN 2 and LAN 3 have an IP address in the form of 223.1.2.xx and 223.1.3.xx respectively. Each IP address consists of two parts. The first part specifies the network and second part specifies the host in the network. Classful addressing. An IP address is a 32-bit long. An IP address is divided into subclasses: Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D, Class E. An IP address is divided into two parts: Network ID. Network ID represents the number of networks. Host ID represents the number of hosts. Class A. In Class A, an IP address is assigned to those networks that contain a large number of hosts. The network ID is 8 bits long. The host ID is 24 bits long. In Class A, the first bit in higher order bits of the first octet is always set to 0 and the remaining 7 bits determining the network ID. The 24 bits determine the host ID in any network. The total number of networks in Class A equal to 2 power 7 equal to 128 network address. The total number of hosts in Class A equal to 2 power 24 minus 2. 16777,214 host address.